Nation, welcome back to our channel. We are here to talk to you about Seattle game yesterday. Horrible loss. We are 1-2. The only good thing is our division sucks, so we still have a chance there. Do we have a chance with the rest of the NFL? How we're playing, I don't know. I mean, we are again game 3, so let's talk about it. Let's break down the game yesterday. We're going to talk about offense, we're going to talk about defense, we'll talk about special teams. So let's talk about offense. What do you want to say the good of the offense?
Dak Prescott. I mean, again, he was able to throw what he threw 57 times, over 400 yards, but he had 4 touchdowns. Dak keeps us in the games. With the way the defense is playing, that's what we have to have with our offense, just the aerial attack. What disappointed me yesterday is our running game. We couldn't get the running game going.
We couldn't establish the run. We already knew that Seattle's defense was...
How many yards did Dak have? Well, yeah, we knew Seattle's defense was good at...
Dak had over 450 yards.
Zeke.
Zeke had 34 yards. So we already knew that Seattle's run defense was going to be a little bit of a trouble. I just didn't think it was going to be that bad of trouble.
Right.
I did not think that Zeke would struggle this much. I knew he was not going to have a 100-yard game. We already knew that. But...
in general, he didn't have a good game.
He did not have a good game. And even in the passing game, he did not have a good game.
He dropped a few catches.
He dropped a lot of catches. Let's talk about the play call, because we thought the play call was very shady.
Yeah, some of those screens and some of these reverses were going on. It didn't make any sense.
What annoyed me is this, at the time that we did the reverses to CeeDee Lamb, those were not the time to do it.
I think it was I remember late in the game, I think it was 2nd and 1, and we threw a screen or something like that.
We had, the first one we were tied. The game was tied, and we did a screen. And it's fine, you want to do it, but that was not the time to do it. You're not ahead. If it fails, it fails, and which it did. It pushed us back.
No, play calling was definitely suspect yesterday with Kellen Moore. It was off. Something was off about that yesterday. Some of these screens and Zeke on the offense side of the ball, just running the ball. And then when he stumbled in that end zone, I mean, the way he fell down on his own, that safety's big. That's all momentum swinger. No. So, I mean, and granted, it started off with Tony Pollard's miscue on special teams.
Yes.
Another big play in that game that did not help our offense out. But for the most part, we knew it was going to be a shootout. We predicted that. We knew our offense was going to put up points.
Yes.
We know they're going to put up points. We know Dak's going to do his thing. Going into the game, we knew Seattle secondary wasn't, that good. But their run defense, we were worried about. And, Zeke wasn't able to have the game that we expected him to have.
No.
But, we expect that from Dak every week, what he's doing. That's his potential with these receivers.
Dak, I feel like it's putting all the pressure back on Dak every game, because we're expecting him to do these miracle things to bring us back, which is not fair to him.
Especially with this offensive line.
Yes.
The way we're shuffling down. But I did like that the in-game adjustments that we did make with Zach Martin moving to right tackle.
Yes.
That did help out a lot.
We talked about that last week too. That
Diaz, the center, came in. He played pretty well.
We were making in-game adjustments to really address the issues. I mean, right. Terrence Steele in the beginning we thought was benched, and it didn't end up being benched, had food poisoning, so they had to shuffle it. But it worked. But again, our offensive line is struggling. Our guards are struggling.
Yes, Looney and
Connor Williams.
Oh my God.
So
Connor Williams is frustrating me this season. One of his things coming out of college was he's weak.
Yes. And
you can see it. The bull rushes, these guys are knocking him out the way. There was times yesterday where he's getting overpowered. I mean, the play before the half on the offense, the play after the half actually, where Dak got hit and fumbled. That's all Connor Williams. He got bull rushed. I mean, he didn't, So these are things that are affecting the game. I would love to see Connor McGovern have a shot at playing. Just give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'm ready for that experiment. I mean,
I think Connor Williams has got to take a seat.
We shuffled pretty well the offensive line to make those adjustments. I think we should give Connor McGovern a chance. I mean, Joe Looney went out earlier in the game. Diaz came in, and he did an excellent job.
Right.
So, I mean, Connor McGovern, according to training camp, I mean, we didn't see a lot with not having preseason, but he was having a good camp too.
Right. Just losing Travis Frederick, it just spiraled everything downwards for us on this offensive line.
And then all the injuries with Leo Collins out, Tyron Smith out.
Yeah.
It has affected it. It's
big time. It affected us yesterday. Big time. Towards the end of the game, where Dak we needed a good drive to go down there and score a touchdown. Dak was under some constant pressure.
Yes.
I mean, there was a play where I saw Connor Williams just stand there. I mean, I think Seattle rushed 3, and Connor Williams just completely ignored the pass rush. He was supposed to help on the left side and double team, but I don't know what he was doing. But this offensive line is not helping us out. Running game did not get going like we wanted it to. Passing game was there, but there's too many miscues. Before the half, Dak interception was pretty huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that changed. That swung the game.
Our turnovers did cost us. We did good like we did last week. We had the turnovers. We thought, okay, this week our offense is going to do good again. We just need to clean up those turnovers. And again, 2 interceptions by Dak and a fumble. So those are points we gave them.
Right. We shot ourselves in the foot yesterday.
We did.
Special teams miscues with the kicks also. Those points. The block one and the missed. And then that safety that Zeke, when Zeke just stumbled on himself. I mean, the interception before the half, that's where I think the game changed. But we can't put any blame on Dak. Dak again threw 57 times, 400 something yards, 4 touchdowns. The guy's keeping this in the game. Gave us a shot there at the end. There's not much more you can ask from Dak Prescott. He's doing it all on his own right now.
He's doing it, and I don't think it's fair to him. And he needs the help, especially on offensive line. I mean,
and the running game has got to get going. Yesterday, that was disappointing from Zeke. I thought you'd have a better game. Seattle did a good job, slowing him down and forcing Dak to throw 57 times. But we expected that. We expected a shootout. We expected our offense to throw the ball a lot. But we shot ourselves in the foot. I don't believe that Seattle beat us. I believe we gave them that game.
So this is the trend that I'm starting to really not like with Cowboys, is the fact that we are always putting ourselves in that hole, digging ourselves out. We talked about that last week as well. We finally were able to win the Atlanta game, but we can't keep starting off games every game like this. We can't start from behind every time.
Right, and then end up throwing like that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and then expecting us to come back, and then when you're forced to come back like that, you're going to make a mistake.
Of course.
You're
the ball
going
can
to make
tip,
a mistake.
go anywhere. The ball.
You see good teams out there like Baltimore and Kansas City and these big teams out there. They're not always playing from behind.
Right.
Granted, you're gonna have some games like I'm gonna talk about last week again. We shot ourselves in the foot, but we were able to come back. We had that, but we can't do that. And same thing this way. We went down 15 points, tried to come back. We failed. We can't keep doing that.
Right,
we can't keep going down 2-3 scores and then expecting us to come back. I mean, we fought hard. Cowboys fought hard.
We're showing that resiliency. That's good. That's good. The coaching staff is bringing that in. We knew that's instilled in Dak. We talked about it last year. Dak gives you a shot in the game.
But we just can't keep doing it.
Right now, the problem with this team is the defense.
Yes.
They're playing like a middle school defense back there in the secondary.
I don't know where to start with the secondary. I don't even know what to say about the secondary.
I know the safeties are trash. We got a special teamer back there starting at safety. The guy was getting toasted yesterday.
I don't know. Lockett had 3 touchdowns. The first touchdown flew by Darian Thompson.
Other than Diggs,
just flew by.
Right now, there's no one in the secondary that's playing good.
No,
there's no one. Jordan Lewis is struggling. I think Brandon Carr came in. Brandon Carr came in yesterday, had a pass interference, which was a questionable call. It looked like he had good coverage on the receiver, but they called it. Jordan Lewis struggled. Worley did okay, but our safeties were horrendous, man. And I don't see the Cowboys really making a change because I hear Stephen Jones come on the radio today and he's talking about that he's okay with the guys that we have on campus. So I really don't know how to take that.
Cowboys are okay with it, but the fans are not. None of us are okay with this.
Right, because who wants to be... We're going to have to score 40 points a game.
We can't. We can't keep doing this. We're going back again. This is the circle of life. We did this with Romo too. Circle of life. We did the same thing. Our defense was not that great. Romo was playing shootout half the time too.
Yeah.
We can't do this. Our
secondary
needs to change.
A lot of fans are optimistic about the next couple of games, but I just can't get there. I just can't get there I just can't be that optimistic. They're saying we have 3 next home games. What is it? The Redskins, Browns, Cardinals, but
so everybody's optimistic about those 3 games, right? Because they're easier teams to play. But our division sucks. Say we even win the division. How do we match up against...
We can't.
How do we match up against other teams other than our division?
We can't now with this defense. We can't not with this defense. I'm a defensive guy. I like defensive games. Mm-hmm. Watching this Cowboys defense just makes me cringe. Those blown coverages yesterday... I'm a defensive guy. I like defense, and to see that yesterday, that was annoying, man. That game had me pissed off. Just the way our safeties are, and then the Cowboys are coming out now. Stephen Jones and they're like oblivious to it. Bro, our safeties are trash. Like even Xavier Woods is playing bad. You got a special teamer, Darren Thompson starting for us. I mean, there's so many guys. I want Earl Thomas, but even if Earl Thomas has issues, there's a bunch of other safeties out there that could come out and help us. Eric Reed's out there. There's a lot of guys out there.
It doesn't have to be Earl Thomas, but it needs to be an upgrade.
I don't know,
from
but
Darian Thompson.
His defense is bad. They keep blowing coverages. DeMarcus Lawrence again is a no-show. What did he have? One tackle?
He had 1 tackle, 1 assist. So Trayvon Diggs had 9 tackles. Trayvon Diggs, a corner, had 9 tackles, and you have your $90 million defensive end that only had 1 tackle, 1 assist. Alden Smith rolled out of bed, came and is doing better than DeMarcus Lawrence, who's been on this team for quite a while, and got paid.
Yeah, I think even Daniel and you can't really defend DeMarcus Lawrence really because he was a no-show last year also.
And the two, I don't know, the 2-point conversion at the end, he wasn't
supposedly
even there.
Supposedly it was because of the injury he sustained last week.
But
I'm
your
not
best
sure.
player.
I feel like everybody that we pay within the Cowboys organization, when we pay a guy big money, I saw, shout out to my boy Jake Tuck, he tweeted something like this earlier. He was like, every time we pay somebody, it's like they disappear. Like
always. Yes.
We paid Jalen, he disappeared. We paid DeMarcus Lawrence, he disappeared. Like Leo Collins, we paid Leo Collins, he's gone. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I kind of want to move on from a little bit from Jalen. I don't know yet. I'm iffy. I'm 50-50. The Russell Wilson run, he just looked so slow. Like, you let Russell Wilson get a first down, and Russell Wilson wasn't even running at full speed.
Yeah, Jalen struggles. Jalen struggles running. Struggles running laterally. He struggles running side to side on a football, and that
affects the game.
Right, big time. We miss LVE. We miss Sean Lee as much as people probably don't want to hear that. We do miss Sean Lee on this defense. I mean, even at his age and injury prone, he can make plays, and he can command the defense as a coach on the field.
Exactly.
That's somebody we need right now.
Even though he's getting older, he's struggling with injuries. He has that coaching ability.
Right,
he's smart. He is very football smart, so he knows what's happening. And that's what we're missing.
We're missing players right now, and it's affecting us.
Yes.
We're missing Cheeto, Anthony Brown. These are guys that have game experience that can help us out in games like it was yesterday. We had a young secondary down there yesterday with a couple of safeties there that just were blown coverages. So that's where we're at defense. And it just didn't happen, not just yesterday with the blown coverages. It's happened the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yes.
And I expect...
you got to commend Seattle. They took advantage of that.
I expect teams to continue to attack us down the field.
Yep.
Diggs, for most part, is holding his own.
Yes.
But I do expect teams to take a lot more shots against our safeties down the field this season. So it might be a long season with our secondary.
Seattle did it. They knew our
Atlanta
weakness.
did it. The Rams did it.
They know what our weakness is, and
it's not gonna get it.
They exposed that, and we're not doing anything to fix it.
And I know everybody's talking about the Browns, blah, blah, and some people market it down as a W already. Listen, Baker, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham,
Nick Chubb.
Even though that passing game, they're not hitting on all cylinders. If there is a game for them to do it, it would be against our secondary.
Historically, Cowboys tend to not fight as hard on easier games.
Bottom line is our secondary is in shambles right now, and it's annoying, but there's nothing we can do but sit back here because the Cowboys front office doesn't want to do anything about it. So until they do something about it, we're just going to have to sit here every week complaining that our offense is putting up 40 points, but in clutch moments, our defense can't make the stop.
No. So last thing, let's talk about special teams because I would thought our special teams, again, like our defense, would have a huge improvement this year with the new coach. It's worse than it was last year.
Is it worse?
It's not worse.
It's not worse.
It's not worse, but you know what? Tony Pollard, let's talk about Zerline. We're having a kicking issue. He
got one blocked. He hit one off the post.
I feel like after Dan Bailey, we're just cursed at kickers.
Not really. Kai was playing well.
But then what happened?
A lot of us want Kai back. I mean, was that a mistake by cutting Kai Forbath? He was kicking well. He kicked really well.
But then what makes us go with Zerline? What?
I mean, Fossil was familiar with him from the Rams,
but
that's probably his guy.
So
it's not doing. Hey, let's give him some time. They got to keep the game-winning field goal last week. So let's. It's still early on the season.
But we have
special team miscues. We've got to fix Pollard's kick returns because last week he also had some bad returns out the end zone, and our starting field position is bad, and special teams has a big part of that, and we've got to address that. But it's a long way to go. Fossil's still learning our players on special teams, so I wouldn't panic about that. We've got to clean up some of the stuff though, because that miscue on the return game led to a safety. And these are plays that change a ball game.
That's 4 points we left off the board. Like the safety.
Safeties two, and we missed
we
the
missed
extra points.
2 extra point kicks.
Right.
And
then if you're talking about that of how we shot ourselves in the foot with miscues, Dak's interception before the half, that was 7, right? So you add that to that 4.
11.
And then we had where Connor Williams just got blown up after half, and
then they scored 7 right after
and so
that.
All that adds up. That's 18 points.
Yeah, it's 18 points.
So the Cowboys shot themselves in the foot.
So it's really 20 points is what our defense would have really given up if they played with the way they should have played and we didn't have the miscues. But still, that doesn't mean anything.
You cannot go. I mean, you cannot go on the road. I mean, it's not many fans, and still, you're in their home stadium. You can't go on the road against a team with Russell Wilson playing like an MVP right now. You can't go out there and shoot yourself in the foot. You're not going to win.
And we lucked out with not having the 12th man.
Right. But it's not time to get down on ourselves. It's a long season. A lot of fans are just like it's getting annoying. Like they're calling out Mark McCarthy. Like, listen, it's the third game of under his command. I mean, the guy had no preseason. A short camp. Players with the COVID thing, he couldn't really meet with his players in face to face and analyze his roster and stuff like that. So we can't just attack Ryan McCarthy and his coaching staff yet. We've got to go through this season. They've got to learn. This is a whole new staff. Even the defensive play calling and coordinator in Carroll, Mike Nolan. We've got to give it time. And I know there's blown coverages and stuff, but we do have to give it a little bit of time, and it's frustrating. But our safeties are bad. It's a big concern, but we got to give some time. Let's give it a couple more weeks and see where we at.
Again, we are week 3. We still have a whole season left to really go. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to make sure that you guys follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure to like and comment. Tell us how you felt about the game. We would love to hear from you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.